The Central Park Five are suing Donald Trump for defamation over some remarks he made during one of his speeches in a debate or something he had going on. This Montana White with the Montana White Show, hip hop, money, power, and politics. Y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, because right now Donald Trump just caught another case. That's right, the Central Park Five, also known as the Wolf Pack, also known as a lot of things. I mean, this is years and years and years of legendary rhetoric, of legendary horror stories, reality of being convicted in America for being black and you're innocent. This just ties into a whole lot of things in being black, right? Now, let me tell you about the Central Park Five. 5 kids were coerced into a conviction for raping a white woman in Central Park. This happened 40 years ago. I mean, this happened a very, very long time ago, right? Now, since then, they were acquitted. They've made a movie about it. The movie brought out a whole lot. Now, this happened in 1989. I'm talking about the case, right? A brutal assault that happened in Central Park, right? Now, they were wrongly convicted. But let me tell you, during the time, this is 89, I'm about 14, 15 years old when this happened. To describe Central Park in New York in that era, to describe Times Square, 42nd Street, the Port Authority, when I say lawless, dope fiends, crackheads, prostitutes, junkies, kid snatchers, the Jamaican posse. I mean, when I say taxi cabs everywhere, when I say lawless, look, man, they would say do not be in Central Park after dark. Literally, Times Square, it used to be old New York in the 80s. 43rd, 42nd, karate movie theaters, all the way up the street. Karate movies, porno movies, all the way up the street with signs, light up signs like Vegas. When I say a wild place, Playland Arcade, they had an arcade right in Times Square, Playland, that was out of control, right? Drug running, pushing, the Port Authority bus terminal was out of control, right? Bums, runaways, you name it, right? So in this era, when this thing happened, and I was a kid, I'm gonna tell you firsthand. You saw it on the news, and it was like, I told you, wow, that happened, because it went along with the wildness, except somebody got caught, right? So when this happened and they got convicted, it wasn't a thing where the people were like, oh, it's safe to go to Central Park now. No, it wasn't a thing like that. I mean, literally, they had a group of kids running around New York called the Guardian Angels, man, red jackets and like these berets. And they were stopping crime on the subways like Spider-Man. I swear to God, right? Now look, when this thing happened, kids were already told, do not go to Central Park. Do not be in the park at night after dark. It was like Son of Sam. All kind of shit was happening in New York. I'm from Detroit. So imagine you leave Detroit, right? And this shit wild. I'm on 12th Street. This shit wild. Motown up the street from my grandmother's house. Hillsville, USA, right? So I leave Detroit on some bad kid shit that to go to the East Coast. Man, this is a whole different world. Hip-hop is brand new. The 5%, but yet and still, right? Donald Trump did take out that thing in the paper. But listen, the consensus was these kids did it. Now, it took mad years. When I say years, it took years for this conviction to get overturned and this DNA evidence to come out, right? And then the TV show came out. And then now I'm an adult, right? So I watch the TV show as an adult and I see what really happened. But don't forget, in the TV show, right? When they showed them pack of kids running through Central Park, it was really going down out there. They was really in the middle of Central Park while it was going down. Puerto Rican kid violated this white woman. The 5 Central Park 5 got caught up in it because they were in the park. And then, I'm not going to say I can't, because allegedly, I'm not going to say they were in the park, right? They were just around. Something happened where they got connected to it, right? And it all happened. Now, all these years later, as I watched this, and then after I've gone to prison myself, all these years later, you see this and you're like, wow. But I'm telling you, when it was there, when it happened, it literally was like, we told you. Stupid broad. Like, people was really like, stupid broad shouldn't have been in the park that late. They know, right? So, boom. Years later, conviction overturned. We see all these things, and of course they use that against Donald Trump because it's like a new generation, and they weren't there to actually see what happened. They only saw the movie. They weren't there to know that the warnings about being in Central Park was real. It was like American Werewolf in London or something. Don't go in the park at night. Full moon, you might get 8. You feel me? But anyway, let's go back to them suing Donald Trump for defamation, right? Because the Central Park 5 were wrongly convicted in 1989 of assault of a New York jogger, right? And this launched the defamation lawsuit against Donald Trump because Donald Trump got on stage, right? And he made false and damaging remarks during the September debate, claiming that the men had pled guilty to the brutal 1989 assault and rape of a woman in Central Park, even alleging they barely hurt a person and killed a person. And then this is reality, right? They didn't kill nobody. They didn't hurt nobody. They were wrongfully convicted of this crime against this woman, but it was never a murder charge, right? So in the lawsuit, the defendants are claiming Trump's statements were false, defamatory, and in numerous respects, leads to all kind of things against their character. You feel me? So now, the Central Park 5, they join in the bandwagon to get Trump away from the White House by any means necessary. And I'm going to say this, right? Get in your bag, fellas. Sue him. Get the money, right? But you can see the landmine Trump is going through to try to get to the White House, right? And with all of this, court cases, trial pending, sentencing pending, all of these things is going on, right? It's still not slowing him down for getting to the White House. You got 2 candidates that double team the election. Biden said he wasn't stepping down. They forced him to step down. Here comes Kamala Harris, right? So you got to think, man, the beating Trump taking in court trying to get to this White House, like, what? Why would you do it? Why would you even go through all of this? What is it worth, right? Do he really believe in America this much? That's all I got to say, man. This is Montana White with the Montana White Show, Hip Hop, Money, Power, Politics on Channel 10 Atlanta, sponsored by the Black Golf Club. I'm just saying, right? Why is Trump even going on through this? Just to get a job he can only do for 4 years. This wild, man. I'm out.